This is the 7th edition of Why I Like This Photograph. I'm going to do this one a little bit differently than what I've done in the past. In the past, each one has been just a written blog post with the image. In this case, I wanted to talk about it a little bit and just to give the viewers a bit more insight and my thoughts on it and get a little more personal with it. So let's get started with a little backstory on this particular photograph. I went out one day to shoot some photographs with a collaborator for a project unrelated to this particular photograph, which is an interesting situation because I always look for opportunities other than those that I'm specifically working on, and they often present themselves. So the day was winding down and we're at this lake, and I looked across the lake. The wind was blowing, it was getting cold, and I noticed the trees on the opposite side of the lake. And they were all nice and straight and looked very interesting. And of course, with the wind blowing, the water was choppy and wasn't still, which is another opportunity to pay attention to with regard to nature and what it offers and presents to us in various forms. On some days, the water will be very, very still with interesting reflections. Other days, it's rough. And I found in this image that the rough water was a very, very nice and interesting contrast with the trees. The trees were sort of calm. Of course, there's no leaves on the trees, so the color palette is very almost monochromatic, but not quite. The water did have some color to it, and there's probably more color than initially apparent within the trees and the woods. And I also found it interesting to have the center of the sort of little beach area, if you will, in the center of the photograph. The white object sitting up in the beach area is actually a dock that it's pulled up onto the sort of beach area in the wintertime. And of course, in the summer, the dock is in the water. Folks can use kayaks or other sorts of boats and paddle boards and whatnot on the lake. It is it's a local park, so it's open to the public. So I was fascinated by these nice straight vertical trees, and they provided a very, very interesting contrast to the background of the woods. They were brighter. Have no idea what kind of trees they are. In this area, they could be birch trees, but who knows? I don't think they're birch trees. They don't look like birch trees. In any event, the image is obviously cropped to be a bit of a panoramic format, which I like. There was nothing in the sky, no clouds, no nothing. So the original image with the sky in it just didn't get it done. As soon as I cropped it, the image came to life. And I didn't pay much attention to the shoreline as to whether or not it was in the center of the photograph or not in the center of the photograph. I generally will just crop to what is visually appealing and what my instincts are telling me is right for the particular photograph. The other thing that I found very, very fascinating with this photograph is that I couldn't stop looking at it. It really, really held my attention. And I do like photographs that hold my attention. So therein lies one of the whys, along with the other details associated with this particular photograph. It's also nice because it's local to me, and the fact that there is beauty in everything and anything if you simply look around. When I am out on photo shoots, I'm always open to whatever's out there, be it what I'm interested in photographing that day or be it something else. I think it's important to be open. It's something I've worked on for a long, long time. So that's kind of the why behind this photograph, and I do hope that you enjoy it. Thanks for listening. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you on the next one.